So welcome to this one new episode of the Rumble, and today I have with me one of Madras's, Chennai's best-known film critics. And apart from that, what's interesting in part of this man is that he's also a filmmaker. So welcome to the show, Sudhish.
Thanks, Madhav.
All right, let's jump straight into it. I know you have done something which very few people have actually pulled off, which is to make a movie and actually get it released. So tell us some parts of how did that happen? I mean, the release part of it.
Well, I made 3 films now. The first one was like many years ago.
All right.
It's a script I wrote when I was 22. Long story short, it took me 7 years to make it.
Was it the story was so complex, or you just wasted time?
No, I was just a kid fooling around with a camera. I didn't know what I was doing, basically.
Okay. So you didn't go through any course, shows, nothing. Just
no, I did my MS in communication, so I did know, but it doesn't really prepare us for filmmaking as we know.
Okay. So all these courses that happens in colleges are waste of time?
They do. It's you mean in India?
Yeah.
In India, a decade ago, I don't think there was anything apart from the Film Institute of Pune, which not everybody gets access to. And plus, because I was doing my communication course, I was more trained in documentary filmmaking and stuff like that. Okay. And even if you are trained to know how to operate a camera, even if you know. Theory is different from practicals. Only when you actually get down to making a movie, you realize. One of the problems first-time writers for film, screenwriters face is that they don't know where to stop. They just keep writing. And so obviously it was trial and error. The first time we shot it, the film went on to some 136 minutes without songs. So it just wasn't working for us.
Was this conversation-based, or was there a lot of action and stuff?
No, there was action, but without songs, it just kind of got too much. So I had to go back and rewrite it for economy of words and then redo it.
Sort of speed up the whole...
Yeah. And the first time we had a producer, but then long story short...
he ran away?
No, he didn't run away. He had his problems. We had problems with managing dates of all the actors that we had. Okay. So it took us a few years to get back on our feet. And then the second time I made it, I put money from my pocket. I spent 3.5 lakhs to get it done.
Okay. What, the scripting part of it?
No, the shooting part of it.
Oh, the shooting part.
I shot it in 3.5 lakhs because Mini DV had just come in. It was 2004.
What was the camera you used those days?
I'd used a Mini DV Panasonic 100A.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the same time Kamal Haasan's
Mumbai
Xpress had
Mumbai Xpress, yeah.
Mumbai Express had released. So there was already a...
did he do it in the same camera?
Yeah, he had done it in the same camera, and it was the first Indian film to actually get censored through the digital format, because otherwise the censors were not even giving certificates for digitally shot films, right? So if you shot on digital, you still had to print it to film, which was a prohibitive expense.
Yes.
So because Kamal Haasan was able to do it, it opened the doors for smaller guys like me to actually make the film and get it out. So we were able to get it censored as well, but so once we got it censored, I just went to Satyam and told him, listen, I have this film, can you do it? And luckily for us, that was the time independent films were doing quite well, and multiplex culture had just started. It was just picking up.
Right.
In fact,
what was the name of this movie that you shot digitally?
It was called That Four-Letter Word.
Okay. So what is that? Love? Fuck?
It's life.
Life, alright.
Yeah, it's boring. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I mean, it's a 4-letter word anyway.
Right. So the second time, by the time I made the second film, Good Night, Good Morning, it was already 2009, 2010, by which time the multiplexes which were meant to play independent films started playing mainstream films. The mainstream films started hogging those smaller screens also. So there was absolutely no way.
No space for you guys.
There was no space at all for independent films. So the only way we had to do is to make films that get noticed internationally. Okay. And because they get noticed internationally, people here might pick it up. That was a gamble we took, which is why I had to set it in New York. I had to shoot it because the problem with my first film was it was an English film set in India, and that makes it a very niche market.
All right.
Whereas if
did you have a problem with the accents in India? Because in India itself, we have so many accents.
Absolutely, and we had tried to keep it like a neutral sort of an accent, but it doesn't work because what happens when you try for global English is that we lose a lot of flavor and culture.
True.
So we lose a lot of realism, and it sounds fake after a while if guys keep calling each other dude. Like, come on, that's not how we do.
In real life, it's true. It's like watching a play, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't sound real.
Indian English films have always had the problem. So when I was making my second film, and I can only write in English because that's the language I'm most comfortable in. So I decided I want to shoot it in New York. So I knew it meant spending about 10-15 lakhs, but I was willing to take that chance. I put all my savings, credit card debts, personal loans, everything, and somehow we managed to make it. It took us 2-3 years to make it again.
Okay.
Luckily for us, it was a half-decent film that we were able to. We were picked at the Mumbai Film Festival and at the South Asian International Film Festival in New York.
Okay.
So then the Habitat Film Festival called us. Then to the Transylvania International Film Festival. Habitat is in New Delhi. Then Transylvania called us.
Wow.
Then Netherlands
Dracula's
called us.
hometown.
Yes.
How did they even pick your movie? Did you go and apply to them separately?
No, the thing is, the festival programmers always keep their ears to the ground. They keep their ears to the ground. They always are listening. They're looking for films that are making noise. So when we played at Mumbai Film Festival, Outlook wrote an article saying that it was one of the 3 standout Indian films for them.
Okay.
So just because of what the reviews said, the Transylvania guys were interested.
Okay.
And even in New York, we had very good buzz. Ours was the second largest attended film after Girl in Yellow Boots. Ours was the largest turnout, probably because it helped that Manu was from New York, So we got good buzz going for our film. So when we played in Habitat again, it was a full house. And Shiladitya Bora, who runs PVR Directors Rare, now he runs PVR Directors Rare. Right then, there was no PVR Directors Rare. They were just ideating for creating a space for independent cinema.
All right. So
and he happened to see the poster of Good Night, Good Morning. He liked the poster and he called me and said,
got you
he said, send me the film. He never saw the film at Habitat. He saw the poster. And once he saw the film, he said, hey man, I think we can release it. So ours was the first release by PVR Directors Rare. We sold only 1,500 tickets. But today, so basically that's how I made 1 lakh.
So folks, 1,500 tickets for a first time director, it seems to be great news. So we're going to come back and find out more about it.